Woo! Guys, man, we got some crazy stuff that happened today. Obviously, we have the infamous Xbox Business Directory or whatever they're calling it. I don't know what they're calling it. You guys put in the comment section below if you got the exact name because I don't know it. So, I reacted to this on the IOP channel with King and Cog. They went over a couple of things now. There were some things in here that I don't necessarily take at face value. Now, here's the thing. I personally believe that the leaks and rumors of last week were true for the most part. And I'm not talking about the random stuff people threw out there, like, changing the Xbox name. Obviously, that could have been a misprint. But at that time, I kept the video out because there was so much speculation going on there. No one knew what the hell was what. We didn't know what was left, what was right, what was center. So to me, it was important to get as much information out there as possible, and you can dissect it however you want. All of this is speculation at the end of the day. And I think people need to understand that content creators such as myself, we never define anything as stone. We always say, in my opinion, or take with a grain of salt when it comes to these type of rumors. And last week was no different. Almost everything I saw on the internet was, they're considering, or they might. It wasn't necessarily Xbox is doing it. I was told that, Bethesda was definitely going to port Starfield to Xbox. I mean, to PlayStation. Now, I don't think that it was even in process. Now, the way it's here is to me. Now, let's get what the actual happened in this podcast. They did announce that there are games coming to PlayStation. So for some reason, they didn't announce what games. Now, he went into about a community-based type of thing, and he went into these games have a variety of reasons they're going to put multi-plat, and didn't really go into detail on, like, examples of games. They just pretty much did a wide spectrum, and I disagree with that. I felt like at this point, you should just say what the games were. I get it. Maybe there's marketing stuff going on. They can't really say this stuff when they have deals in place with the marketing. I hope to God they don't let PlayStation announce these games coming to the platform at like a state of play. I would be a little bit more okay with Nintendo doing it, but I don't even want them to do it either. I would prefer it just to be like a Twitter post, but that's besides the fact. So apparently Xbox Game Pass is still high and strong. I speculated maybe they take the day and date thing out because I know they haven't been hitting the quotas that they want to when it comes to how many Game Pass subscribers they want to. They're supposed to be, by rumor, to be at 50 million, and they're at like 33 or 35. Sarah Bond actually said in the space we have now that is Diablo 4 is coming to Game Pass. I think it was like March the 22nd, 23rd. Is a 20 date. I don't know. Put in the comment section below if you guys know the date itself. So it's interesting that that's coming out. I did feel like they could have been a little bit more detailed about Call of Duty because that is one of the key components to people wanting ABK games over there. So, they did say this is one of the first. Hopefully we'll see like the Crash Bandicoot games, the Spyro games. I really would like to try those games out. I haven't played Crash 4, and if that appeared in Game Pass, I'd give it a shot. At this point, waiting this long, to me, it's just like I might as well wait for it to hit Game Pass, even if it's like $20 on the store, just to try it out. Because I don't know if I would like it. I didn't really vibe with the old Crash Bandicoot games, but I think I'm willing to try it now, especially if it's in a service such as Game Pass. Obviously, they're going to still do day one Game Passes, and that's fine. I don't think the issue with that is. I think the issue's always been games, and I think they're going to really correct that this year. They have a lot of games coming out this year, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. So that was interesting. And what's interesting too is they said that there's going to be hardware discussions this holiday. Now, there's been rumors. I made a video about a handheld Xbox, which that's going to be interesting if they do. Now, to me, that would be one of the things that they get me back in the ecosystem if they ever did go multi-plat, because if they have a Steam not a Steam Deck, like an Ally that functions like a Switch where you dock it and then you just pick up a controller and it works like they advertise, I would jump on that in a heartbeat and I would play that efficiently, especially if it's as strong as the counter console that they have under the TV. Look, at the end of the day, I think this was a W, but I wouldn't say it's like a full-blown W. I would say it's like a lowercase capital W. One thing I didn't like about this is it wasn't like there wasn't definites there. There wasn't, this is just going to be these smaller titles. They even have a Tom Warner, response, because they did fully come out and say Starfield and Indiana Jones isn't one of these games. I would have appreciated them to make definite statements like these games are for the Xbox ecosystem. We want to put value in them. They will not be on PlayStation. They didn't really give those type of info. Now, obviously, they don't have to say anything like that here. That's why I believe that, the stuff that happened last week did get their attention, and they were willing to come in and have more of a conversation in the matter. I know a lot of people, such as myself. Now, I didn't really go too much into like the leaks and rumors stuff last week. I came out and spoke my opinion on the leaks and rumors, and I do believe that they were true to some degree, and Xbox has backtracked some of their initial policies that they were going to put in place. But I do feel like this might give Xbox enough time if there is internal conversations going about making games multi-plat, because of the down spiral of the Xbox platform in terms of hardware sales and Game Pass sales, where the ABK deal will start to actually give them some momentum, the games that's coming out this year, because I think that's what the majority of the Xbox ecosystem influencers and the hardcore people on Twitter, I think we just want, it's like, look, you put all this money into the brand. You bought ABK, you bought all these studios in 2018, you bought Bethesda, Starfield gave you a lot of momentum. You just need more of those type of games. And I think that was the biggest frustration. Not necessarily they were doing it, because if you look at it on paper, we can understand why they're doing it. I think people are more upset with why are you doing it more than anything. So, I understand where people are coming from. There's a lot of stuff going on that doesn't make sense. It's like I said, the actual show was fine. I just feel like there was certain scenarios where they could have been a little bit more clear on marketing and a little bit more clear on what they actually want to do. I felt like they were very vague on a lot of statements, and that's usually what they do these days. I think we could all agree that they're very vague on stuff, and I'm curious to see what happens in the future with this. I'm happy with the result, because like I said, I just want to give them time. That was my biggest thing. I just want them to have more time to show Hellblade 2, to show Valve, to show a potential Game Pass Call of Duty, and to see what the growth in the consoles and Game Pass would be. I felt like there's a bright future for Xbox, but Microsoft wasn't giving them enough time. Everything they said in this particular thing could all be reversed, because they didn't really make definite answers. They definitely left a lot of room for them to wiggle out of situations. But if anything I show on this is, it will give them more time to really sit back and figure out what they want to do. But hey, what do you guys think? Put it in the comment section below. I'm very curious your guys' opinion on this. I would like for them to get the time, and I believe they're going to get the time now. Hopefully that leads into the future where if there is internal conversations, like I said, they'll reconsider it if they actually pick up on console sales and stuff. If you enjoyed this video, definitely hit that like button. It's always appreciated. You can always sub to the channel. We make weekly content over here. You can follow me on Twitter at Lord Addict ILP. And I have a streaming channel on YouTube called Addict Arena. All that info is in the description below. And I appreciate all the support you guys have been giving. Until next time, this is Gaming Addict. I'm out of here. Peace. Man, this has been a very crazy week, guys.